All right, part of living nomadically, know where you could print something if you have to. There actually are FedEx offices in Bally's and Harrah's, but it was a little more complicated of a print job than I've used over there. It wasn't just black and white one-sided, so I know Office Depot could take care of what I needed today. But first, ridiculous quote of today. A guy said at the table, it's either one of the two. It's either aces, kings, queens, or ace-king. Last time I counted, that was 4 things, not 2. Next one. If he has ace-king, it doesn't matter what you have, queens or deuces. Oh, it matters quite a bit. Both are ahead of ace-king. Deuces are about 52-48 for a 4% advantage. Queens are about 56-44 for a 12% advantage. I'd much rather have that 12% than the 4%. She's totally orthodox, not by the rules. He was on the right path and then got it perfectly backwards. A guy said once, this was at WinStar last year, he said it was blind versus blind. Let's put in $6 each and then check it down so the house doesn't make any money. Alright, first of all, at WinStar, they take $1 out of the small before they deal the first card. So $1 is being taken out already, not that you can do anything about that. And after you put in $6 each, the pot is 12, so they're raking $1. So that made no sense. In Wisconsin, we used to get to blind versus blind. This was before I didn't shop. And we would put in $4 each. The pot would be 8, and the house actually didn't get anything. But in WinStar, making it a $12 pot, yeah, the house is definitely taking a cut. A guy said, if you fold, I'll show. That way you don't delegate. Pretty sure he meant debate. A lot of the same letters in those words, so we could give him a pass on that one. Guy gets pocket aces, you know, he gets to show down, shows aces, wins, if that matters, and goes, finally, pocket aces, after playing 1,300 hands today. Alright, 1,300. That means he played around 36 hours to see 1,300 hands. My guess would be he played more like 4 or 5 hours, so a little bit of an exaggeration there. There was a guy last year at WinStar, and he was tilting, and he was playing a ton of hands, and he was going all in a lot, sometimes blind. And after losing a ton in a row, he goes, how am I not winning one? Who cares what the cards I'm playing are? How am I not winning one of these? Well, I guess he forgot about an hour before he said this. When I had kings, he had 6-4, we got all in pre, and he had trips. I guess that one didn't count for some reason. A guy named Ron was at our table last year at WinStar. So a new player sits, he goes, how's it going, Ron? And Ron goes, not that good, playing with all these suck-out artists. He's calling us suck-out artists. About a half hour earlier, there was a hand where a guy was all in, I called, Ron called. The main pot is the all-in, Ron and I are playing into a side pot. At the time of the all-in, Ron was in last place. The river hits and gives Ron trips for the win. And he's calling us suck-out artists. I beat a guy in a hand last year at Bally's, which caused him to say, that's twice you got lucky on me. Let me explain these 2 hands. The first one, I had a pocket pair, he had ace high. I took about half his stack, including him calling a river bet with ace high. He was ahead at no point in the hand. I was ahead on all 4 streets. The second hand, which prompted him to say this, it was a bit of a cooler board for him. I raised in late position with jack-8 of diamonds. He had ace-queen with the queen of diamonds, and the flop was ace-2-3 all diamonds. So he couldn't fold with his top pair in the queen-high flush draw, but I flopped a flush, and he didn't improve. So I took a lot of money off from that hand also. But I was ahead on the flop, turn, in the river. So when those 2 hands combined, I was ahead on 7 of 8 streets. And he's saying I got lucky on them both times. And last one, this one was in Maryland last year. A guy gets all in, and he has a draw, a gut shot, and he goes, don't worry, I ain't hit one all day. Literally, the hand before this, he was the 3rd player to get all in on the turn. All he had was a flush draw, no straight draw also. He couldn't hit a pair or trips to win. He needed the flush, and he rivered the flush for the win. It was literally 1 hand before this.